What's up, everybody? Hello, hello. It is Monday. We're here with a community conversation. My name is Billy Floyd, and this is the luxurious, the amazing, the rock star herself, Christine Gopaul. How are you, Christine?
Great.
Wonderful to see you. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. You look so dressed up. I love it.
Thank you.
She showed up so dressed up. I was like, man, what's going on? I'm like, man, I feel like I should have had to dress up. Like, you look fantastic.
Thank you.
This is your first time doing something like this?
Yes.
You're very good. Get a little closer to that microphone. Don't be afraid of it. Your microphone's your buddy. But this is super cool. So for those of you that I know, right, Michelle Hess? That's what I'm talking. She's so beautiful. Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Michelle Hess is part of our KitchenKillaz team, so all the merchandise, the cool stuff you see, Michelle creates most of it. So she keeps the merchandise and everything kind of moving with KitchenKillaz. Helps us a lot. So it's so good to see everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. This Friday, Christine is going to be in the house. She's going to be in the kitchen right back there. We're going to have a bunch of lights and cameras and people. So tonight we're just chatting, just having a little bit of a conversation so you guys can get to know Christine a little bit better before she crashes our kitchen this Friday night with an incredible menu. I'm super excited. I love all types of food, but you and I talked a couple months ago, and you said how you love to cook and you love to make Guyanese food. And I was like, well, that just sounds fantastic. We should totally do a KitchenKillaz show. And pretty quickly you said, I know exactly what we're going to make. And you said, we're going to do some West Indian chow mein. And I go, well, that sounds incredible. I love all those words, West Indian chow and mein. Absolutely fantastic. So tonight I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about your passion for cooking. You just enjoy it. Is it something, we talked, you said you went on a trip to New York and it was raining. So all you did was dance and cook the entire time with your family. And you seem so passionate about it. So how have you just started cooking in your life? Have you been cooking for a while? Like, where did that kind of love for it come from? Was it family? Was it television? Was it you wanted to be the next Gordon Ramsay, but Christine Gopaul? Like, and so how did that all start? Is this did the love come from family, friends? How did that all begin for you?
I definitely found a passion in cooking because, for one, it's way cheaper to cook your own food, and you can come home to cook food. So that's definitely where I found my passion in just cooking home food.
Yeah, that's a smart woman right there. She's like, it'll save you money. You're like, I want to save money. I want to make good food. Nice. That's awesome. That's very good. It is. Does your family cook as well? Do you have any siblings?
Yes, I do. I have 5 siblings.
Uh-oh. Well, I see an I'm tempered. That's my sister-in-law, Kelly, Mom, and Cameron. Say hello from Alaska. Well, hello, Kelly, Mom, and Cameron. How are you today? Cole Watson, good to see you. Kyle Nunez in the house. We got some great people in the house tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Tonight is specifically focused on Christine. We're going to learn a little bit about her, why she chose what she chose for Friday's menu. And, because Friday is high energy. We're moving, we're grooving. We got music, we got people, we got food. So today's nice and mellow. Just learn a little bit about you, and where your passion comes from, where your love comes from. I love the fact that you were like, it's frugal. I can save money. And you're absolutely right, especially when you do stuff like that, especially when you talk about meal prepping. And, not only that, for me, it's therapeutic. Like, I love to cook, and I love to cook for friends and family. It's not always just about what I want to make, but it's like, man, I think there's something so sweet and so intimate when you cook food for people and you kind of share that moment together. It's very bonding. To be able to do that, so it's always really interesting to see how people choose the food that they choose. So of all the things that you could make of your diverse menu, you chose to go with West Indian chow mein. So why did we choose that?
If you ask me what my favorite food is,
Yeah.
It's chow mein, West Indian chow mein.
West Indian chow. Now, we have a picture of it. We found the closest thing that we could find to what you're going to be making on Friday, which it looks fantastic. The picture looked so good. I just wanted to eat the screen. It looked really, really good. And I like that you went with your favorite. You're like, if you ask me what my favorite food is, it's West Indian chow mein. And that's what I want to make. So tonight we're going to talk about the recipe, how she put it together, and what makes it your favorite. What about it is it just like many things.
It's so fast to cook. Really simple, really easy.
Efficient, effective, and frugal. That's awesome. And what would you say? There's many different ways to make chow mein, I imagine, but there's certain things that you kind of have to follow to make it chow mein-ish. So you have to have the noodles, you have to have the vegetables, you have to have your proteins. But really, you can kind of trade in a lot of that stuff depending on what vegetables you want, what proteins you want.
Yes.
And there's all different types. So what kind are we going to be making on Friday?
We're gonna be making chicken chow mein.
Ooh, now chicken is your go-to protein.
Yes.
You love that, right?
Yes.
So chicken chow mein is your favorite thing.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, FYI, if you want to, don't forget this. If you ever want to really get her heart pumping a little faster, make her favorite food. She's telling you right now what it is. She's literally telling you exactly what it is. So write it down, take a note, put it in your phone. If you ever want to impress Christine Gopaul, make West Indian chicken chow mein. And that's it. Then you got a friend for life, which is super cool. So let's bring up this photo real quick because I do want to talk about it. Ah, fantastic. So are these ingredients that we're looking at, some traditional ingredients, look like some red bell peppers. You got your chow mein. It looks like maybe some sprouts in there, some green bell peppers. I can't tell everything's in there, but walk me through because this even says Guyanese style.
Yes.
What makes it Guyanese style? What does that mean?
It's definitely the spices that we use in that dish
The
that
seasonings.
gives it that authentic Guyanese name to it.
Oh, that's awesome. So it's all about the spice.
Yes.
Because noodles are very popular. You know, a lot of dishes with all different types of noodles. But really what you're saying is that Guyanese style is the seasonings. It's the spices that you use. It's the way that you cook it. Is this something that's done in an oven, stovetop, wok, saute pan? Like how do you do it?
You can definitely do it in a wok.
Yeah.
But definitely the easiest and fastest way to do it is in a pan, a regular saute pan.
Just a regular saute pan.
Yes.
Is it a one cook? Do you do everything in one pan and kind of, do you cover it and kind of let it do its thing or?
Well, when you do first cook it, you have to boil it because it's a pasta.
Okay.
The chow mein is a pasta. You
Gotcha.
boil that, and then after you finishes super fast.
Yeah. Well, pasta's like 10, 12 minutes, especially if it's fresh pasta. You
Yes.
cook even faster than that.
Yes.
Nice. So what are your choices for vegetables? We know your proteins. You're going to go with the chicken. We're going to talk about the seasonings and the spices on Friday. We want to hide a little bit of it. We don't want to tell you the whole thing. But the seasonings and spices, like you said, that's kind of what makes it Guyanese.
Yes.
So we're going to chat about that on Friday. We'll give you a little more info. We don't want to give you all. We're going to tease you a little bit. But what are your go-to vegetables for this kind of dish?
Definitely for cooking into the chow mein is my number one favorite vegetable in there is red pepper.
Red pepper. Ooh.
Red pepper.
Red bell peppers.
Yes.
And the thing about that is not only do I love the texture of it, but I love the visual image of it just really makes it pop.
Yes.
And it looks really, really good. Even when we were looking at that image before, one of the things that popped the most of those red bell peppers, which is good. And my favorite thing about some vegetables is they soak in so much flavor, the seasonings and the spices. So when you eat that red bell pepper, you're getting the texture, the flavor of the pepper, and you're getting those delicious Guyanese spices.
Yes.
How long have you been cooking?
I would say a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Couple of years, not too long, but I kind of just worked my way into
It started into your adulthood where you're like, I need to save money.
Yes.
Let me start cooking my own food.
Yes.
I'm going to meal prep my own stuff.
Yes.
We're going to have a great time. It's going to be fantastic.
Yes.
That's awesome. And then when was the first time that you made this West Indian chicken chow mein where you were like, yo, this is awesome? How long has that been your favorite? You said that's your favorite.
All my life.
Really?
I didn't attempt to make it.
Did you get it from a family member, a mom, a grandmother, a father?
Definitely my mom.
Your mom made it?
Yes.
And you were like, yo, this is awesome. So there's a little bit of a nostalgia. When you're
Yes.
making it, when you smell it, kind of reminds you a little bit of that like nostalgia connection, your mom making it.
Yes.
Nice. That is awesome. Now you have some friends and family in Alaska. How cool is that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. So who is this lovely lady? Christina Persaud?
That's my best friend.
Hello, my best friend. How are you, Christine? Christina. That's awesome. How long have you and Christina been best friends?
We've been best friends for a while. It's got to be at least 15 years.
Wow, dude, that's awesome. That's one of those friendships that normally what they say statistically is if you can have a friend that lasts over 10 years, you're going to be friends for life.
Yes.
Like friends for life. And sometimes those best friends, because life is life and it'll take you in different directions sometimes. And it's not that you have to talk every single day. Some best friends can go a week, 2 months, whatever. And then when they talk, it's like they never were apart at all.
Exactly.
How did you and Christina meet?
School.
Nice.
High
That's
school.
awesome. Aw, that's so sweet. Christina, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We hope you're as proud of Christine as we are. We're really excited to have her here, and we're really excited. She's going to be cooking in the kitchen on Friday night. So I thought this would be a good night, especially since this is kind of your first time. I didn't want your first time to be a Friday night. You walk in and it's just like, we're bringing some fantastic people. Like the crew that we're bringing on Friday night, they're just amazing people. They got the biggest hearts in the whole wide world, and it's just nothing but love. It's never, a lot of times when people do something like this, they're a little nervous. It's like, I get it, but we're all here just to help everybody. The food's going to be great. The music's going to be fun. We're going to have some laughs. It's going to be a good time. But I figured let's bring you in on Monday, get you kind of accustomed to the studio and chatting into the microphone, talking a little bit about what we're going to be doing on Friday, and then introducing you to our community, and then meeting your best friend, Christina, and some of your family members from Alaska. How cool is that? Have you ever visited Alaska? Do you go up there to visit?
I did.
Really?
And the worst time of the year.
It's January. Really?
Pretty close that it was December, but you could say January.
Oh my
Those are the worst months.
Oh, man, that's awesome. How long did you go visit them for?
I went there for at least a week and a half.
Really?
Yes.
Nice. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Very cool. Do they ever come down to visit you, Christina, when you come down to visit us? You going to be here Friday night? You should totally come down on Friday night. Cole Watson says, you went to Alaska in January on purpose? That's awesome. That's awesome. And you got some good crew watching you tonight, which is really good. So thank you, everybody that's here to watch Christine. Thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you tune in Friday as well at 9:05. We're going to be going live. I'm going to be playing some originals and some covers. And in between those songs, we're going to be chatting with Christine. We're going to be talking about the menu. We're going to be step for step. Now, how long does something like this take? Because the pasta cooks pretty quick. The vegetables cook pretty quick. I imagine the chicken is probably the thing that tastes the longest.
Right.
So you make your pasta separate. Do you make everything else in one pan, or do you cook it individually and then put it all together?
You'll be cooking the chow mein separately, and then you'll cook the protein chicken separately, and then you mix it all together.
Oh, that's going to be so good.
Yes.
So when you add your seasonings, do you do that during the cook? Do you do it after, when you kind of mix it all together? Like what's your order of operation here?
It'll be after. You'll
Really?
put in your seasons after the noodles are done.
Oh, man. So you don't have to give us all your seasonings, but what's like one of your go-to seasonings that you know you're going to use on Friday night that would not be something that we would normally use, like salt or pepper, because we're American and we struggle with seasoning sometimes?
I would say the Caribbean seasoning Chinese spice.
Really?
Yes.
That's it, huh?
It's got a lot of spices in it, and it's so good.
Oh, it's like a collection
mixed,
of.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
really?
mixed up with different ingredients in it.
Is that what your mom used? Oh, so this is like Mama's recipe.
Yeah.
Nice. Have you made any alterations to it? Little tiny
I
things?
have a little bit. I've
Yeah?
added my own seasonings to it.
Nice.
My little adjustments to my taste.
Always. And
Yeah.
we've talked about that a lot, especially when we talk about recipe. Like I learned how to make chicken cacciatore from my mom. Like I love to cook, so when I make it and she makes it, I make it just a little bit differently, and we always recommend like people do that, that's the best thing about cooking. You could do whatever you want. You don't have to follow this specific thing. If you like this thing better than this thing, do it. No problem. So what is the change that you made? What is the little alteration that you've added or taken away, or what have you done differently?
Adding different spices.
Really?
Yes.
Nice. So you have some of the traditional ones that
Yes.
she added, but you're like, let me add a little pop here, a little zap over here. Nice. And now that's something that you've shared with friends and family you've
Yes.
made. Gotcha. Very cool. Because it's such a diverse menu. Like when you talk about the West Indian food, I mean, it's just so diverse. The culture is so rich. It's so amazing. We're very young. We're a young country. The United States of America is like 276 years old or something like that. We're not that old. But when you
Right.
look at some of these other countries around the world where they're hundreds, even thousands of years old, there's so much culture. There's so much food. It's really, really interesting. So that's one of my favorite parts about this is to just learn. How do people do it? What do you recommend? Because if you bring a thing of seasoning over here, I'm probably going to buy it from you and say, hey, can we keep that? Because now it's going to be fantastic, and I'm going to want to eat it too.
Right.
Are you a big spicy fan? Do you like hot stuff, or you go more for flavor? Like, how do you kind of lean? Like, do you like spicy stuff?
Definitely growing up as a kid, I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But that was our culture, and I ended up loving it.
Yeah.
I ended up giving in. I'm older now, and I do love pepper sauce.
It's like, you don't have a choice. You will like or despise. That's awesome. So immediately when we chatted about this menu, you're like, I know exactly what I'm going to make. That's awesome. And this is a recipe that learned from your mom, adjusted a little bit,
Yes.
and then we're going to be sharing. Now, when I was like, hey, how many people do you want? You're like, I only know how to cook for a lot of people. I don't know how to cook for just like 2 people. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah. Italians are the same. We don't know how. I have no idea. If I bring over 2 people, I'm cooking for 10. I can't do it any other way. I don't have a choice. But that's so on Friday we're going to have about 15 people here, and I even have a couple of good friends that if you need any help in the kitchen, I have some friends that are coming that are also chefs that are excited to help. If you need some extra hands, just let us know when it comes to plating, when it comes to delivery, whatever, because we don't want to pull you out of the kitchen. So when people are getting served, we will have people to be able to help you so you can just kind of focus on what you're doing. You don't have to walk away. We don't want anything to burn, anything to go crazy. We don't want anybody to steal that seasoning from you when you leave it alone and you're not looking. Maybe. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm so happy that you're going to do this. I think you're really going to enjoy our community. Like, our friends are really, really cool. So it's what would you say if you had to look at your Americanized foods, what is like a go-to Americanized food for you that's not Guyanese, not West Indian, chow mein? Like, what is something where you're like, actually, that's actually pretty good?
I would say pizza.
Yeah,
That's for
I
sure.
love
That's
pizza.
a go-to.
Pizza. So how do you say no to pizza? You could put anything on. People are like, I don't like tacos. I'm like, how? You could put anything in a taco. It doesn't matter. You don't like hard shells? Boom, you got soft shells. No big deal. So that's definitely one of those things where I'm really happy to be able to see kind of how that all goes down and all the different diverse foods that people really enjoy from all around the world. My favorite thing is that you were like, I know exactly what I'm going to make. It's Guyanese. And I was like, sweet, because we did have that conversation that you just cooked and danced in New York. And I was like, oh, you like to cook? You're like, oh, yeah, I love to cook. I'm like, well, that sounds absolutely fantastic. Let's go ahead and do that. And that's what we're doing this Friday, which is going to be super cool. A traditional dish. What's your mom's name?
Her name is Adira.
Adira?
Nadira.
Nadira,
Yes.
even better. I've met an Nadira. She's a troublemaker. But I've never met a Nadira because she seems very sweet. So Nadira, thank you for the inspiration for the dish on Friday. Christine tweaked it a little bit. Has your mom had your version?
Yes.
Does she like it?
Yes.
Or she was just
loves
like, no.
it.
Oh, she
no,
loved
she
it.
loved. She ate the whole bowl when I gave her my first time.
Oh, nice.
She enjoyed it.
What a compliment, too. Somebody eats all the food you make, you're like, okay, you clearly like that.
Yes.
That's awesome. Very, very cool. What else is in your arsenal of dishes that you were to make? Like, aside from the West Indian chow mein, which is your go-to, like, what else do you enjoy cooking that is in that kind of vein of menu of culture?
Definitely curry is a big top
yeah.
in the West Indian culture.
Love curry.
Curry's one of the top things. I'm sure my Caribbean friends and
Yeah.
family can
They're gonna
definitely
love that.
share that with me.
Kyle had put up, said, Christine won't agree with me, but it's curry chicken, not chicken curry.
Definitely not. He was right.
That's awesome. Kyle says, I'm West Indian technically, but I spell it Caribbean or Caribbean. Pirates of the Caribbean, Pirates of the Caribbean. What do you guys say? I've heard Pirates of the Caribbean, but also when I say Caribbean, I say Caribbean. But if I say Pirates of the Caribbean, I say Caribbean. So I don't know. It's America. We do whatever we want.
Right?
Are you excited for this Friday?
I am.
Yeah,
I
a little
can't wait.
nervous? You don't have to be nervous. It's going to be great. I'm nervous. Let me be nervous.
Let you be.
All you have to do is do what you love to do anyway. Just make some food and be yourself because you're fantastic.
Yes.
You have an incredible personality. And she's right on that microphone. That's a professional right there. You can tell she's done this before. Really, really good. Christina goes, yes. Yes, girl, your chow mein is the best. Awesome. She is your best friend.
I love her.
We
She
love you,
praises me.
Christina. You're fantastic. Nate Dogg in the house, good to see you. We got some great people in the house tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Again, we're sitting down with Christine Gopaul. She's going to be our cook in the kitchen this Friday night. It is our second studio show of the 7th season. The first show, we had Dame Brevoort, Chef Dame Brevoort, who is the culinary head over at Lyman High School. And we had Anthony Vivona come in as well. He is a culinary student at Valencia College, which is awesome to have them in for the first show. And then for the second show, we're bringing in Christine Gopaul. First time on the show. gonna crush it. Never really done anything like this, and she's gonna pop into the kitchen. I'm gonna say it doesn't take a lot of courage, but people think it does. But you're just gonna be surrounded by love. Everybody's gonna have a great time, you know. So when it comes to cooking, sometimes there's an emotional connection to it. You know, there's like a nostalgia connection to it. There's an emotional connection to it, creating, you know, food for friends and family. And then sometimes where you just kind of cook for yourself. You know, like do you find it to be therapeutic sometimes? You just kind of relax and put some music on and cook a little bit, or is it more function over you know, process? You know, I just have to make food. Let me do this. Or when you cook by yourself, is there still that level of like joy and authenticity and like, you know, just really enjoying kind of getting into it and creating the mood and the ambiance of cooking? Because it's a very, very therapeutic thing for me, and it seems like it could be for a lot of people. Like, do you find therapy in it?
It's definitely therapeutic, and
Yeah.
it definitely keeps you busy, and it's kind of essential in our culture because in at least for most Caribbean, you know, households,
Right.
they like to have food in the house. We always want to have food in the house whenever any guests arrive in your house, maybe unannounced.
So you want
just
food ready to
surprising.
rock and roll.
You want to have food in your house so you
Gotcha.
can offer, you know, your guests some food or anything like that.
Is it something where they would come over and you'd already have food prepared, or you have the ingredients to make the food, or maybe a little bit of both?
A little bit of both.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't doubt that for a second. That's super cool. So what would be something that if we came over to your house right now, what food do you have in there that you would be able to be like, oh cool, let me whip this up for you guys?
I actually made some white rice with dal, which is yellow split peas, last night with some chicken curry.
Oh, there's that chicken curry or curry chicken, whichever one it is. We don't know which one it is anymore. I have no idea. Who is this lovely lady? Vidya.
That is my cousin.
Did I say that right?
Yes, you
Vidya?
did. Yes.
Hello, Vidya. Thank you so much. She says beautiful. I agree, right? Isn't she fantastic? Isn't she Oh, there's David Duke. My man, David Duke. He is the head of our safety department. So he is here. He loves you. I was talking to him about you the other day. And I said, we're going to have Christine Gopaul on here cooking some food for us on Friday night. And he's like, bro, it's going to be so good. Dave and I love food. We just love any kinds of food. But when you talk chow mein, now you're talking West Indian chow mein? Stop it. Sign me right up. Which is good because we're going to have a bunch of people in the house and it's going to smell so good. That might be my favorite part about cooking is like just the environment that it creates. You know, the smells that it creates, because it's such a triggering thing for people when they click into a memory is smell. You know, so, and there's a lot of nostalgia in it, you know, which, and I love the fact that you can carry it generation to generation to generation. Where did your mom learn how to cook?
Definitely. She was actually born in Guyana.
Really?
She was born in Guyana, yeah.
Wow. So
Both of my
she was born cooking immediately. As soon as she was born, she was just whipping up West Indian chow mein immediately.
She definitely had learned pretty much herself how to cook. So she was kind
Really?
of tweaking in the kitchen too.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Very cool. So she learned a little bit from her family,
Yes.
and then you learned from her, and then now you're going to teach us. You're going to
Yes.
teach our family.
Yes.
That's going to be a lot of fun, man. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be great. Plus, this style of food, again, it's just so flavorful. It's so robust. Not only the colors, the flavors, but again, just the history behind it is so cool, and it just goes back such a long way. You know, and this will be my first experience because chow mein is something that you can have from different types, different countries.
Right.
But it's the seasonings, it's the
Yes.
spices, it's the
Yes.
preparation. That's what really kind of sets it aside and gives it its location. That's awesome. So you mentioned what you made last night. Is that a favorite, a go-to of yours? Is it simple? Is it just something that's comfort food? Like, what did you make that last night for? Of all the things you could have made, why was that the thing that you made?
It's definitely a go-to.
Yeah. Nice and easy, nothing
Yes.
too crazy.
Yes.
Super flavorful,
Yes.
easy to make.
Yes.
See, that's what we like. We like easy to make. Easy to
That's
make is
for
good.
sure.
Most foods are fairly simple to make. You know, a lot of it is just timing and really that's it. Actually, it's all timing. You know, timing and ingredients. And again, play with it. Have fun with it. You know, I'm glad that you tweaked your mom's recipe a little bit. You're like, oh, let me try this. Let me try this. Let me try this. Because she tweaked hers.
Yes.
You know, and so what would be another kind of go-to dish for you? That you enjoy making, like comfort food or something delicious that maybe triggers that little nostalgia box of something that you grew up making or something you just really enjoy making.
Definitely another dish of mine would be, it's really simple to make too. In my mom's country, they call it bhaji, but in America, it's spinach.
Really?
Yeah.
Bhaji. How do you
Yes.
make this bhaji?
Bhaji is, well, they don't really use the fresh spinach because when you use fresh spinach, it just melts down
It
to
cooked,
little.
yeah.
It is,
Dude, you can have this much spinach,
Yeah.
and when you cook it down, you have this
like
much
that
spinach.
much.
That is very true.
Yes, that is so true.
So what kind of spinach do you guys use?
It's just regular chopped spinach, but we usually use frozen spinach because you can get a lot in a bag when it's frozen.
Yeah, because it's already cooked
Yes,
down.
yes.
So then you kind of get like the bag, but
Yes.
it's a lot of spinach.
Yes,
Gotcha.
yes.
Now, what makes it individual to you? Is it again seasonings and spices?
Yes,
So
seasoning spices.
what kind of seasonings would you use with something like that to make that type of dish or that type of spinach? Other than I'll toss a little oil, a little salt and pepper in there, and maybe a little Lakeland barbecue, seasoning. But what would you use?
You can definitely use like Hispanic spices, like complete seasoning, sazon, adobo.
Oh, sazon is fantastic.
It's really, really good.
This is our good friend Daniel Barrera. You know him as well.
Yes.
Fantastic. The incredible Daniel. What's up, dude? Good to see you, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that are just joining us, we're sitting here with Christine Gopaul. She's going to be cooking in the kitchen this Friday night. We're going to be doing West Indian chow mein, which is her go-to, her favorite of all the things. She tweaked the recipe a little bit from her mom, Mama Gopaul.
Yes.
Would that be fair to say?
Yes.
Thank you, Mama Gopaul, for the inspiration. Most certainly appreciate that. And I think one of the cool things about it is we were talking about this is just the lineage. Like you learned from your mom, she learned from her parents learned from her parents, you know. And like you said, your mom was born in Guyana.
Yes.
Wow. Have you ever been to Guyana?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
She's like, of course. When was the last time you went?
I was really small, but I do remember.
You
a
haven't
little
been
bit.
back for a while.
I haven't. It's been a long time.
Do you still have family there?
A little bit, not
Okay.
a lot.
Gotcha. But you haven't been back since you were little?
I have not.
Gotcha. Most of your family's here?
Yes.
Okay. And you have some in New York and
Yes.
some in Alaska?
Yes.
Alaska. Yo, how'd y'all get to Alaska? How did that happen? I mean, I'm just interested. It's like, she's in Florida, fantastic climate. Alaska, completely opposite. Probably also fantastic, but completely different.
Yes.
And you visited Alaska.
Yes.
Did they also, or are they, your family that's in Alaska, did they live in Guyana? Did they live in Florida? Like, how did that happen? How did you guys get to Alaska? Is it, witness protection, military? Are you guys secret agents? Is that what's going on? Probably secret agents. I'm going to go with secret agents. She's like, I can't tell you, Billy. Then I'll have to kill you.
Oh my goodness.
It's not going to work. I will West Indian chow mein you. You will be done, buddy. Downtown of Chinatown. Done. Don't bring up the Secret Service anymore. Stop it. That's So where's most of your family now? Are they in New York? Are they in Florida? Are they in Alaska?
out.
They're kind of everywhere.
Yes.
Gotcha. So you get to travel a lot.
Yes.
Nice. Well, you love to travel. I think I saw you one weekend. You're like, see, I'm going to New York. I was like,
Did do that one day.
and then you showed up on Monday. I was like, how was it? You're like, it rained the entire time. All we did was cook, drink, and dance. Sounds like a fantastic weekend to me.
Yeah,
So
right?
much fun.
That is exactly.
That's a good time, man. It really is a good time. Let's see, Colleen just says, secret agent Christine, Michelle, we got to make her an apron. So we do make aprons. KitchenKillaz, we have our own garb. We have our own, all of our own apparel and shirts and sweaters and stuff like that. I actually gave David Duke a T-shirt today because he's streaming live on Big Duke Sim Racing. Make sure you check him out. He goes, bro, do does KitchenKillaz have shirts? I was like, we do. He's like, bro, give me a shirt. I'll wear it on the show. So here you go. So he got a shirt. So we could definitely make you an apron. That would be super cool.
Right.
That's actually not a bad idea, Kyle, Michelle. Just a deviation from the conversation. How would it be to make a apron for all of our guest chefs that come in for Friday night? We only do once a month, so it shouldn't cost us too much. When I'm looking at operation costs, super simple. Plus, it's something you get to take home with you.
Souvenir.
How cool would that be? I like that. Yo, I like that, Kyle. Secret Agent Christine. I like that. So Aaron Alana says, I know how to make top ramen. How about you? I love top ramen. Do you know who Erin is? I have no idea who it is, but thank you very much for joining us tonight, Erin. This is Christine Gopaul. She's going to be cooking up some awesome food. Yo, I'm already here on Friday night and already can smell how
the
delicious
food.
it's gonna be. Because I love chow mein.
Yes.
Like that type of food. I guess the region is all so robust and it's so simple. And I really like that. And it's not terribly difficult to cook, like we were talking about. It's pretty simple.
Really simple.
It's really, really simple. And that's the good stuff. You don't have to spend so much time like, oh, I have a million ingredients and it takes all this time and it's so much stress. It's like, no, man, let's just make it easy. Cook your chicken, cook your pasta, mix everything together, hit it with your vegetables, ready to rock and roll, hit it with your seasonings, let it rest, and it's time to eat, baby.
Yeah.
And the cool thing about that is you can make a lot of it. It's easy to make a lot of that. That's where Italians get stuck.
Yes.
It's so easy to make so much pasta. We're like, yo, I'll make 14 pounds of fettuccine.
Yes.
I'll feed everybody for a year. Here you go. So, and I come from an Italian household. So, watching my family, my mom grow up and, everybody just making all this food and it just smelled so good. I'm like, Uncle Billy, how do you make your fettuccine? Mom, how do you make your chicken cacciatore? How do you make the lasagna? How do you make the ziti? How do you make this? And it's all just so much fun. But you can't make a little pasta. You can't make a tiny little bit of pasta. You got to make a lot of pasta. So that's what we're going to be doing on Friday. We're making a bunch of West Indian chow mein.
Yes.
Which is going to be so good.
Yes.
I'm super excited. And I'm not joking about the seasoning. I may buy the bottle from you because I love to add seasonings to our repertoire. So when I cook, I can be like, oh, I got this from Christine Gopaul. Let's see. Oh, she was right.
I can definitely share where I do get the spices because you can't find them at regular grocery stores.
Oh, this is not something you can walk into Publix and just buy.
Publix, Walmart, Bravo, any of those like big grocery chains.
Sure.
You can't find it.
How about
specific.
Aldi?
No, definitely not.
So you have to go to a specific region store.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I like that even more now. That's rare, baby. It's rare. Where the air is rare. Cole Watson says, yo, just keep it spicy. And that's right. Just keep it spicy. Secret agent should be replaced with a random profession every month, as long as it never says chef. We just have a random profession. Yeah, it would be like I agree 100%, man. That's super cool. It doesn't even matter. It could be just a totally random profession. Right now, you're secret agent Christine.
I
Sorry.
guess so.
We're about to blow your cover.
Yeah.
Sorry. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's and again, I can smell it already. I'm so excited. It's such a comfort food for me. Like when I'm here, because sometimes I don't always get to cook. Sometimes I get back from work a little late. And it's like, cool, do I want to go out and shop? What do I want to do? Usually, I'll immediately pop on Uber Eats and look at the Asian cuisine that's available, whether it be Japanese or Chinese or Guyanese. It doesn't really matter. I'm like, yo, what's here? Ooh, noodles, love it. Lo mein, love it. Chow mein, love it. Like, let's do it. It's just such a comfort thing. It's easy to eat. It's really simple to make. The flavor is robust, and it's normally, depending on how you cook it, normally it's not going to be it's going to be a healthy dish.
Yes.
Like there's nothing really unhealthy about what we're eating. Like the vegetables are great, the chicken is great, the pasta is probably the heaviest thing, also going to be fantastic. The seasonings are going to be really good. It's going to smell good. It's simple to make. It's easy to feed a lot of people, and it comes from a place of the heart. Where you're not making it because it's on a piece of paper. You're making it because you love to eat this, and that's one of my favorite things about food is you share it with the people that you love.
Yes, sir.
Have you made this for your friends and family before?
Yes.
Really? When was the last
time? The pan.
Really?
Yes.
When was the last time you made like a good amount of this West Indian chow mein?
I would say 2 weeks ago.
Really?
Yes.
For what? For what reason?
It was just having friends and family over.
Yeah. You're like, I know what I'm going to make.
Yes. It was
like,
the easiest thing to come up with.
She's like, give me a reason to make this, and I will make it right now.
Yeah.
So this is Nadira.
That's my mom.
Hi, Nadira. There she is. Yo, Nadira, thank you so much for raising an incredible daughter. Like, we're super happy to have her.
Thank you.
Like, absolutely fantastic. I know you're proud of her. We're proud of her. And be sure you check out Friday night at 9:05 because she is going to be an absolute rock star in this kitchen. It's going to be a lot of fun. And again, we're going to have a lot of people here to help if you need anything. When it comes to plating, whether it comes to time, whether it comes to something to drink, whatever you need. Like, we have such a great community. They're just here to support. Everybody that comes here, we do it for free. We don't charge anybody anything. So just come over and enjoy some music, enjoy some food, enjoy some community, make some good friends. And then you can also learn how to make Christine Gopaul's West Indian chow mein. What? I mean, you just sound like a rock star chef right there.
Aw, thank you.
Seriously, I would watch the Christine Gopaul cooking show. Cooking with Christine. Stop it. You're welcome, HGTV and Food Network and Netflix. Like, Cooking with Christine. I'd watch that.
Well, thank you.
Oh man, let's see. Go Guyanese with Gopaul. What? It just keeps happening. I'll just keep coming up with them. Absolutely fantastic. Cole Watson, I can write some chow mein jokes for you. So Nadira, thank you for being the inspiration for the dish that we're going to have on Friday. And thank you so much for supporting her little tweaks to it as well. Because some people are like, yo, that's not the rest. But also, cooking is an individual thing.
Yes.
It's something most certainly that it's good to take the base of what you've made. But always, you can always tweak it. That's the best part about it. You don't have to follow the recipe specifically. You can change it up. Add some things that you think is going to be good, that you think are going to pop it. Make it your own.
Your signature.
Make it. So I didn't think you were going to say 2 weeks ago. You're like, when did you last time from 2 weeks ago. Oh, okay. Fantastic.
It's coming up. See, I saved it for Friday. That's why I saved it.
Every 2 weeks. Listen, she's got to make it every 2 weeks. It's her favorite, you know? If I could make my favorite food every 2 weeks, I would totally do that.
Yes.
100%. 100%. Huge shout out to Sarah Marie Shulak. Sarah and I are working on some really great friends. She is our on the streets KitchenKillaz correspondent, and she and I are working on some incredible stuff coming up, man. I'm so happy to have Sarah involved. She is so entertaining, and her and I have very similar personalities, very similar energy. She absolutely cracks me up. Sarah, the clips that I watched today were absolutely out of this world. I'm so excited to see these grow and see these evolve, man. That's right, Sarah. I run these streets. Dana Ricker. What's up, Dana? Dana's in Canada, so we love Dana. If you ever need maple syrup, Dana's my man. He'll definitely get it for you, 100%. Right. You need to make oatmeal cookies. This never goes away. Stop it. Get at it. Yo, I'm going to fight you, Dana. We're going to fight. That's an inside joke. Don't even worry about it. It's totally fine. But yeah, so for those of you that are just joining, we're sitting here with Christine Gopaul. She's a good friend of mine. She's going to be here on Friday making West Indian chow mein. We're chatting a little bit tonight, introducing you guys to her personality, where she gets kind of her inspiration from, where she gets her cooking from. And we're excited for the Christine Gopaul cooking book. I'm excited for the cookbook that she's going to be putting out. So 2024, she's going to have a 20-page cookbook coming out. None of that is real.
Okay, Billy.
We're making all that up. But I would totally eat it because it sounds like you have enough recipes to at least get some rock star recipes in there.
Thank you, Billy.
Yeah. How long have you been cooking? You said just for a couple of years. When was the first time that you made your own dish 100%?
Definitely would say when I lived by myself.
Really?
Yes. When I started living on my own, I was like, this eating outside
dude,
food
it's so expensive.
It's expensive, and it's also like tiring too because you're waiting for the food and you're like, there's no food in the house.
Yeah. Oh,
you gotta wait for food.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. And sometimes if you want to eat, you just want to eat. Yes. You're like ready, you know. So it's sometimes it's good to have emergency food on hand. Always have some emergency mozzarella. Like, I'll always have some emergency. I have an emergency fillet in the refrigerator right now. I'm gonna be making right after the show. I made one last night. I literally just went to Publix. I bought 2 fillets. I didn't get anything else for I got some other stuff for the meal, but I didn't cook any of it. I literally just made the fillet because I was working on a new recipe, just times and temperatures and cooks and ingredients and all that other good stuff, and it was butter. It was so good. So every now and then you need an emergency fillet. You need emergency chow mein. You never know. You never know when you're going to have a bunch of people come over. Like you said, it's always good to have food.
It's true.
Ready to rock and roll. And what was it that you made last night? What was that? The rice and the chicken, the curry?
Yes, chicken curry.
Man, you do love chicken. Now, there's a lot of different types of curry as well. What's the difference? Is like red curry, yellow curry, green curry? Is it just different colors? Is it different seasonings and spices? How is it all curry, but it's different? I don't, pardon my ignorance, but
no, you're not.
I'm not necessarily sure what the difference is.
So we don't do yellow curry, at least in the Guyanese culture, yellow curry, green curry. We curry different type of proteins or different types of veggies.
So curry is curry.
Yes.
And then you just make
Guyanese
curry
culture.
vegetables, curry chicken, curry whatever it is.
Yes.
Nice. Very cool. That's awesome. And curry is just a staple.
Yes.
In that culture,
Yes.
like a lot of curry.
Yes.
Oh, I love curry.
It's like it's a fusion. Like Guyanese culture is a fusion with the African culture, Indian culture, and the Chinese culture.
Kind of bringing it all together.
Yes, that's what makes the Guyanese culture.
Is that the culture of Guyanese food? Did that happen because there were African, Chinese, and Guyanese people that all lived in the same community and lived in the same area, and they combined powers?
Yes, they all came and migrated down there.
Nice. So then they all started, just became a homogenous kind of like idea of let's bring all of these creative influences together and make some delicious food.
Exactly.
I love that. And that's one of my favorite things about food. You know, like when you said, "Oh, I love pizza," like that's Italian. You know, but it's like, but it's also not. You know, so if you really look at noodles and you look at pasta and you look at pizza, a lot of these things derive from different places around the world. And now we've just come to call it a specific thing.
Right.
You know, but it's like noodles and pasta, man, they started all over the place, you know, and it's really, really interesting to see such an eclectic mix of seasoning, spices, and ideas. And when people come together and they cook food, it's such a bonding experience, you know, to do something like that, which is why, especially in like the Italian culture, you just surround the table with people and you just, you know, have so much food, and it's just such a wonderful time, you know, and it's there's something so intimate about sharing food with the people that you love, you know, so that's one of my favorite things, especially when we get to learn something new. And West Indian, yo, I'm so excited. It's going to be so good because I like chow mein.
Yes.
So when you're like, oh, I'm going to be making chow mein, immediately I thought, okay, I immediately thought Chinese chow mein, which is fine, no problem. You're like, no, this is West Indian chow mein. And I was like, all right, let me Google it. Let me learn about it. Like, okay, cool, awesome. And there's so many different types of chow mein, but this specifically made it yours. This is your style, your Guyanese, based on what your mom made, based on what her parents made,
Yes.
based on what her parents made.
Yes.
So just passed down generation for
Generations.
generation for generation, and
Yes.
we get to experience it on Friday night. I'm so excited. It's super cool. That's awesome. We are going to take a moment. My man Moshe just popped in, and we got a couple things we're going to talk to Moshe about. Now, when we talk about movers and shakers, my man Moshe is a mover and shaker. It's almost impossible to find a harder working, more devoted person when it comes to his craft and his passion. He's one of my close friends. He's an absolute inspiration. And one day, when we're both not incredibly busy, I'm hoping he gets to join us in the kitchen one time for a night, especially if he were to be here Friday night for the West Indian chow mein. Get out. That's going to be so good. I'll save Moshe some, though. It's going to be good. So, ladies and gentlemen, real quick, let's go ahead and bring in my man Moshe. We're going to be chatting about a couple things. From what I understand, we got some news to share with you guys, and this is kind of a big deal. So, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Moshe.
What up, my man?
What's up, dude? Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Sorry I'm late, man. It's just we've been having issues with Eventbrite tonight.
Man, it's okay. The fact that you're spending any time with us is awesome because I know how busy you are. So, Moshe, this is Christine. Christine, this is Moshe.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Love the
Christine's going
headphones.
to right? Right. Christine's going to be cooking in the kitchen this Friday, so I figured we'll bring her in, introduce her to the community, chat a little bit about the menu, and a little bit about some tasty stuff coming up with some tasty news. And from what I understand, Moshe's got some tasty news for us as well. We chatted a little bit yesterday. We got some pretty big events coming up, man. You're working on some big stuff, dude, and I'm super honored that we get to chat about it tonight. So I'm going to hand the microphone over to you. We got all the stuff pulled up. Let me know when you're ready to rock and roll, and we'll go ahead and chat about it.
All right. So I told you I would give you first dibs on this. So we just announced tonight the 3 official MegaCon after parties for 2024.
Dude, no joke. He sends me the images earlier. He goes, how did these look? I'm like, they look amazing. They look so awesome.
So you know what? I'll give them to you, bro. Why don't you, I mean, you could do the screen share thing, right? Why don't you throw up Thursday? Oh, damn. Look at you. You're on point, bro.
Dude, I'm ready to rock and roll, bro. You're Moshe. You're kind of a big deal. I want to make sure I'm ready to rock and roll when Moshe pops into the feed.
All right.
So yeah, man, dude. So tell us a little bit about it, and then I do have a couple questions just on your creative influence. But chat a little bit about this. What's going on this Thursday?
Okay, so this is the official kickoff party, which is happening on Thursday from 5 p.m. until 2 a.m. If you go to MegaCon, show your badge. It's free from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then after that, after 7 p.m., it's $15 to get in. But we're going to have, entertainment there. We're going to have, 360 photo booth. We have an outdoor area. It gives you access to go into the ice bar also, and also the nightclub.
Awesome, dude. I got to say, how do you, before we move on to the next one, how do you come up with the themes for these parties? Because you do these every single year. And every year you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And every single year, there's different themes, different creators, different cosplayers, different ideas. Like, where do you pull from for your inspiration?
Oh my goodness, that's a great question. I mean, every single year it's more challenging. I mean, we've been doing it. I mean, this is our 14th annual MegaCon after party, which is on Saturday, but we'll get to that one. But I mean, we've been doing MegaCon parties for a minute, so it just gets harder and harder to come up with themes. So this year was a little bit challenging because I mean we've hit everything, from multiverses to cartoons to different movies that are just banging for the year. But it just just meeting with the team and just spitballing like, hey, what are we gonna do?
Yeah. And I think a big part about MegaCon that sometimes people forget is like MegaCon continues far after the event and the convention is closed. There's so much going on, and it's super cool because, as you said, this is your 14th, that you've done, and every single year. And I think you and we met each other, I think in 2017. And it was really, really awesome to watch just your level of evolution over the past 5 5 years from, well, actually 2023 is almost over. Oh my God, 2023 is almost over.
I know. 82 days till MegaCon. I think that's what Eventbrite told me. It's like, hey,
Dude,
you've got
holy
82
smokes,
days
bro.
until your event. I'm like, holy shit. It's 82 days. 82. When they put it in days, it's worse.
Yeah, please say months. It makes me feel better. It makes me feel like I have far more time. But that's less than 3 months away. Yeah, that's crazy. And this year they're doing MegaCon a little earlier. Usually they do it in like April, May. And now they moved it all the way up to early February. We were talking about this the other day, and I think you and I are on the same page. I think it's great. I think the weather is going to be fantastic. You know, I think it's going to be really, really good, especially when you're talking about a lot of people that are cosplayers and they have heavy cosplays and they're wearing all this armor, you know, and it's like, yo, go where it's cool. And it's going to be nice. And the cool thing is, like, Thursday night's kickoff for this one is going to be absolutely fantastic. I'm going to be there. I've been to this show before. It's really awesome when they do it at the Ice Bar. It's such an incredible experience. And it's one of those things where you could go by yourself and meet amazing people. You can go with a group of people and meet more amazing people. And like it says right here, 5 p.m. to 2 a.m., free from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Trust me, if you go from 5 p.m. at 7 p.m., you're going to want to stay. And that's it, man. With a MegaCon badge, $15, only $15. That's not bad at all. It's hard to do anything for $15 these days, let alone something of this caliber. And DJs dancing, $100 bar tab for the best dressed. So you can show up and win $100 bar tab. All you got to do is come rocking and rolling. Indoor and outdoor areas to party, mingle with other fans, and a 360-degree photo booth. Dude, what is one of the latest technologies that you've added onto these parties, Moshi, as you've kind of evolved? Like what? Because I imagine in the 14 years you've just seen technology come such a long way.
Right. I mean, photo booths, I mean, it definitely the photo booth, it being like that you could put your information in and just actually like just send it right to your, you know, Facebook page or Instagram page. I think that's gangbusters. I mean, for sure.
Yeah, it gets rid of the bottleneck of, well, how do I get the photo? How do I get it? Do you email it? Do you print it out? Like, now I got to scan it. I got to take a picture of it. It's like, nope, here you go. Bing, there's a link. You got it immediately.
Right.
And also getting people in quicker to pay.
Dude, amen to that.
Big thing.
Yeah, and I would imagine, especially over your course of putting so many parties together, you figure out where those bottlenecks are, and every year you learn. Every year you're like, cool, this is where a bottleneck was this year. Next year I know how to solve it. And now we're 14 years in. This is your 14th year, or this would be your...
Oh no, I did parties before that, but I mean officially
just for
with the name and Moshi Productions. Yeah, nice. I'm in 14.
Man, that's incredible, bro. That's such a long time. And again, every year coming up with new ideas, new concepts, you know, and how long have you been working with Ice Bar for this Thursday night show?
Oh gosh. Good question.
As far as I remember.
3 years now? 4?
Nice, dude.
3, 4. Yeah. I mean, because we never did a Thursday party. We only did Saturday parties.
Gotcha.
You know, and then it became Friday and Saturday. Now it's Thursday.
Yeah.
But this year, I'm producing a Wednesday party also for Coliseum of Comics.
That's right. Didn't you do a Wednesday one last year at the Orlando Odd?
Yet. I mean, I might be doing something a week before, which I can't announce, which I have a meeting on Friday about, which is going to be ridiculous. And I'm sure it's going to happen, but yeah, I'm going to have that on my plate too, which is, I'm super stoked to do what we're planning. And we're working with MegaCon on that one. Yeah,
for sure. Especially when man, you put on a great Saturday show. Of course, they're going to be like, hey, can you do a Friday party as well? And you're like, yeah, of course. You do a Friday. They're like, man, he crushed that. And MegaCon is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know, so it's a 4-day convention. You know, it's a big convention. They're like, hey, you did Saturday. How about Friday? Hey, you did Friday. How about Thursday? Hey, everybody's kind of set up on Wednesday. How about a Wednesday?
Yeah, a lot of people can't work. Sometimes they can't make it on a Saturday, and they can only make it on a. So that's kind of that's how this all came about. Is there's people that, oh gosh, we can't go because we're working on Saturday.
Gotcha. Before we bring up the Friday event, which I have as well, where is the best place to go to get tickets now? Would it be Moshi Productions? Would it be on MegaCon site? Have you even announced it? Because it's kind of new. It's coming out right now.
Yeah, I mean, it just went live about 20 minutes ago. So So it's on our Facebook page, but you can get tickets at Moshi. Well, to get more information, it's moshiparties.com, but that's not live yet because my web guy is on a plane from Canada to Orlando right now, and he's not getting back until 11 o'clock. Well, he's not on a plane. Wait, is he? I guess, yeah, that makes him get here at 11 o'clock from Canada, yeah. But he's going to switch everything over, so it goes to moshiparties.com. But the best thing to do is just go to our Facebook page, which is Moshi Productions, and nice. Everything's in our event. I'm actually, nice, I haven't had a chance to actually, when you convert Eventbrite to Facebook, it doesn't automatically say, hey, you just set an event. So now I have to share it.
Yep.
You know what's up.
Oh, no, I get you, man. 100%. One day that'll get easier, too. Let's go ahead and bring up this next flyer because this is Friday's party. Dude,
I love this one.
Come on, man.
I love them all.
Dude, brother, as soon as I looked at this, I know what it feels like to be in that building. Like, I know exactly what that's like. So walk us through this. This is a Friday, February 2nd, 2024.
Yeah, so I mean, it's coming up with ideas and all that stuff, and I'm pretty stoked about. I'm stoked about all of them, but this is pretty dope. Be Kind Rewind is going to be that we're transforming the whole club into a blockbuster video store, and it's basically the tagline for this is the movies that shaped us.
Oh,
so it's going to be, iconic movie characters performing, and the whole club is going to look like a blockbuster video store. And we have a lot of other surprises for this. So hopefully this flyer gives you the flavor, gives you the idea of, what's going to go on that night.
Oh, yeah, dude. I'm jealous of the people inside that building. They already look like they're having fun. Huge shout out to Joni Rodriguez. What's up, Joni Rodriguez? Thank you for swinging in. Joni's super cool, man. She's such a positive energy in this whole wide world. The world needs Joni Rodriguez's. Oh, absolutely. I know she's got a bounce, so thank you so much for popping in, Joni. That's super, super cool. Christine, Joni. She's super cool. But yeah, man, I'm literally looking at this, and I could see how much fun those people inside are having. And I want to be one of those people, Moshi. I'm super excited for it. That's going to be great. And again, doors open at 8 p.m. till 2 a.m. I mean, these guys are rocking. And Moshi you bring in some great people. You bring in fantastic DJs, great music, good energy. And when Moshi goes all out, dude, he goes all out. Like when he says this is going to look like a blockbuster, like it's going to look like my man does not. No way.
Like what we talked about before is like, some people have parties and they just have a DJ. Couple girls dancing on stage. That's it. We do spend more money just that engulf you into the theme.
Yeah, dude, it's immersive.
Immersive. That is the word that I was looking for. Thank you, brother.
I'm here for you, bro.
Immersiveness.
It's immersive because you really do. Like you kind of step out of the reality on the other side of those doors into a completely different reality. You walk in, you're like, wow, right. Like this is amazing. And it's 360 degrees. You can't go anywhere and not see something that's specifically designated to fit the theme perfectly that completely immerses you in the experience. And again,
for this one, we're still at the Rosen Plaza at Club 39.
Yeah, that's a beautiful place, man. That's
and we
awesome.
And like last year, we have the outdoor area too, so it's going to be nice weather outside and more room for everyone.
Yeah, and that's one of my favorite. That's what I really like about the February date is that we're not even into rainy season yet. Because in Florida, you just never know. You get into the March, April, May, June, July, like it's going. It's going to rain. You just don't know when it's going to rain. Right. But when you think about February, the weather's going to be fantastic.
Beautiful.
Like the people, the outside to be outside. It's not going to be humid, 1,000,000 degrees outside like the Sunshine State can get. So I think the date that they did this, I'm really, really happy that MegaCon did this. And I think you and I were talking about this the other day, Moshe. It might have been just in regards to be able to getting the concourse that they wanted to get, because that's where it used to be. That's like the old concourse where it was. And like you said, easy access to the Sky Bridge, easy access to the hotels, and Ice Bar is not that far away from, actually none of this is going to be far away from where MegaCon is at all. So you can walk, you can Uber.
Distance.
Yeah, you can walk.
Oh, it's walking distance easily.
Man, and that's the best way to do it. Kyle Nunez brought up a great idea. Who is bringing the DeLorean? I saw the mystery machine in there. Now. I saw Ecto-1 in there.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Yeah, Bruce might be there, dude. I love Bruce. Bruce is such a good dude, man. We had a DeLorean and we had a Knight Industries 2000 kit that was at MegaCon last year, and they were right across the hall, like right across the hall from me. And it was hard for me to not just run over there and jump in the Knight Industries 2000 every single chance, but I had a job to do. I'm like, man, there it is right there. But it really is like, and kind of tie all this together. When you step into this immersive experience on Friday night for this blockbuster experience, you might as well have gotten into a DeLorean. I can already see this, and gone back to like 1994 and walk into a Blockbuster on a Friday night to get some movies with your parents and your siblings to go back and order some Hungry Howie's pizza and enjoy it. Like, I'm super excited to see this whole thing come together because, you know, Moshe, you don't pull punches, dude. You go above and beyond every single time, you know, and it's every single year it gets bigger, every single year it gets better. And every time I see it and I go, man, how can he possibly outdo himself? Every single year he outdoes himself. Every single year you outdo yourself, dude. And that's such an inspiration, man, to see that happen. So the Thursday night at the Ice Bar, Friday night, again, is going to be back at Rosenplaza at 3-9, which is such a beautiful place. And you're going to have the outdoor area as well, which is super, super cool. And the weather's going to be great. And that's not even the biggest party of MegaCon. The biggest party is the Saturday party. Which is going to be cool because that's where, like you said, this whole thing started. It started with, hey, can you do a Saturday party? And then he crushed it. Can you do a Friday party? Crushed it. Can you do a Thursday party? Crushed it. And then I think last year you did kind of like a little smaller Wednesday party just for some of the people that were kind of like involved in the operations of MegaCon.
Yeah, I just produced it. I mean, it's Coliseum of Comics and MegaCon's baby, you know, their first one on a Wednesday. So I'm just helping produce it and, you know, make sure everything goes right.
Man, he's just helping produce it. Listen, you got a guy like Moshe in your corner that's not just helping. This dude is a titan in the industry, man. It's always a pleasure and an honor to have you, brother. So we've talked about Thursday and Friday. You ready to talk about Saturday?
Ready? Drum roll.
Let's bring it up, baby.
Bam!
Dude, I love this. There's nothing about this that I don't love. Like every part of this photo, I absolutely adore. Whoever's doing your graphic work, man, a massive high five. A massive high five.
Max.
They absolutely crush it. So yeah, man, floor's all yours. Chat about this one.
Okay, so talking about, you know, thinking of something, and hey, we came up with this one. So it's We Are Toys. So basically, it's toys coming to life on stage. So it's going to be all toy theme, and gosh, I don't want to give too much away because we're going to talk again. I'm going to be on this one. How many times am I going to be on here? Like last time, what, twice?
Yeah, we have 82 days.
But basically, I mean, if you went last year to Bloodstone, I mean, that was bangers. But we're going to put more decor, more performances. It's just going to be amazing. I mean, again, we try to top every single year, which we do. So we're not pulling any punches for this one, but more decor, more performances, more entertainment, more giveaways, tons of stuff.
I mean, you got Pikachu, you got Baroness, you got Optimus Prime in like some samurai. I don't know what's going on, but he looks badass, man. That looks awesome. I love everything about this. And one of the things I do have to say is your graphic designer, he's crushing it, man. There's so much information here, but it's not too much to where you don't know what's going on. It's easy to see. It's easy to read. There's so much information. And one of the hardest things, in my experience, about putting together a flyer with a lot of information is making sure it doesn't look overpacked or too busy. And I think he did a great job of not only providing us with all the information, but making it a very attractive photo to look at. Like I look at the T, I think of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles immediately.
What's the O? What's the O, Billy? We should make that a contest. What's the O?
That's not a bad idea. I mean, everybody knows what the R is. Where's the Y? What is the Y for? I see the S from Star Wars. Yu-Gi-Oh! That's right.
S is Star Wars. O is Operation.
Oh, dude, I remember that game. That was, dude. They just don't make games like that anymore. People don't need games like that, but they probably still make them because I think that was like Milton Bradley. Yeah. They just crushed the games. And
then you have the tagline "Parting outside the box," and then you have the little GI Joe on the end.
Dude, absolutely, man, absolutely. You know, and as soon as I saw the red, white, and blue, I'm like, yo, there's GI Joe right there. Like, this is so good. And I love that about these flyers is there's so much to look at. There's those little tiny Easter eggs where if you look at it again, you're like, man, I didn't even notice that last time. Some people are going to look at it and be like, okay, cool, they're going to get the information. But if you take your time and you just look at this, there's so much in-depth creativity to it. Like there's so much that goes in, not to only putting something as simple as this flyer together, which is not simple at all, but the entire event. Last year when we went to the Saturday event, we were really fortunate. I got to meet Moshe right at the front. He walked my whole team through, and we got to look at just the production level. Was absolutely out of this world. I spent most of my time backstage just looking at it because the technology was blowing my mind. It was so cool.
A lot of equipment.
Oh man!
Hey, watch your step. That's what I told you when you came back. I was like, hey, watch your step.
Just watch. There's a lot going on back here,
Yeah.
but I mean, and these parties they are just no joke, you know. And I mean, he pulls all the stops, and every year it gets bigger. Every year it gets better. Every year he evolves. And honestly, that's what we talked about a long time ago. You're either growing or you're dying. You're never staying still, you know. So if you're not growing, you're not evolving. What are you doing? You know, what's going on? And every year, Moshe is adding new stuff. How can we do this? How can we make it more immersive? You know, how can we get people
gotta have
more
that
involved?
passion, bro. We talked about you gotta have that passion.
And that's really where it comes from. If you don't have the passion, what are you doing? You know, and dude, you're so passionate about this, and it most certainly deserves so much love and so much appreciation and so much attention. Not only, and he's so humble about it. Like you'll see him at his own venue, and he's consistently taking care of everybody. He wants to make sure everybody's okay. Do you need anything? Do you need anything? Like when you have the person who's producing the whole thing, catering to everybody there, that's how you know this dude's got a big heart.
That's how you would find me, or you see me just running from one end. I get my steps in, son.
Dude,
like,
and then I don't hear from Moshe for like 5 days because he sleeps for 5 days.
I would too.
Oh yeah,
Jeez.
yeah, especially because it's the Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. You know, and these setups and breakdowns. I mean, when you start setting up for the Saturday show, I mean, it is huge.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I imagine the breakdown is just as big, and there's just going to be such a there's such a okay, I'm going to go sleep for 3 years, and then I'll be back up
I
to
would
do it again.
imagine.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Dude, it's super, super cool. So, again, MosheParties.com is going to be the best place to go, but right now, your Facebook page is the best
pages right now.
place
We're
to go.
live. I still have to do some tweaking. I mean, I just wanted to jump in and you know, get to you. And so it's funny, like, since we've been talking, my phone has been blowing up left and right. It's like
That's
I'm
how it
getting
works.
texts left and right, like it's nuts, man. It's so funny. It's like, oh, we didn't really think this through. Like when I post this live, you know, everybody's gonna start calling me, and hopefully it's good news that people like the theme, but I didn't misspell anything.
Oh, dude, I think of the same thing immediately when people start blowing me up. I'm like, oh, this is way too fast. I've done something wrong. Like
Yeah.
I've clearly, even though I've spell checked this a million times, I clearly missed something simple.
Dude, I'm telling. That's what I'm worried about right now. I mean, I put it through 7 people already, man, and it's just like it's
You got a
whatever.
fan.
But let's go.
Rachel Henderson popping in here saying, "Oh, OMG, Moshe, hey!" So, dude, Moshe, thank you so much for joining us tonight, man. Thank you for popping on. Thank you for sharing these images with us, man. I'm so excited to be a part of this, especially for the Saturday show. I'm going to do my best to make it out to the Ice Bar show. I think we have a show on Friday night, but I'd really like to make it to all 3 of these just because they're so awesome. It's so incredible to see them and to just walk in. And as a producer, as a party goer, as you know, somebody who's put on, I learned so much from you, dude. Every single time I walk into any event that you do, I'm just taking notes in my head. I'm like, what a brilliant idea. This man's an Einstein. This is gorgeous. How did he do this? This is amazing. Like, this is so cool. And you do it with so much, you're just so humble about it, and you do it with so much love and so much passion.
Brother,
dude.
you
It's
you know
awesome.
me, man. Anytime, you know, other people, like anyone who ever needs advice or needs help, man, I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh, got to keep the secret sauce, you know. I mean,
Yeah, no.
I'm here. I want everyone to be successful, man.
And then that's the thing. And we were talking about this the other day. If we just help each other out, we all succeed. We all win.
Boom.
We all win. You know, there's enough cake for everybody. People are like, there's not enough. No, trust me, there's enough cake for everybody. So real quick, we're going to go over these one more time. The 14th annual official MegaCon after party. The Saturday one, super cool, Saturday, February 3rd, 2024. Doors open at 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. Tickets are going to be available online and at the door, MosheParties.com. Make sure you check out hashtag MosheProd, P-R-O-D. And you guys got to join us for this Saturday show. Now, I will say this, save up a little energy from your Friday night show. because the Friday night show is absolutely going to be amazing. I'm super excited to step into a blockbuster video. Wow, what a difference. It's going to be super awesome, man. It's going to be a lot of fun, and all three of them are going to be completely different. So if you go to the Thursday night show, it's going to be different than the Friday night. Don't think that you're going to go Thursday to Friday to Saturday. It's all going to be the same, because it's not. They're going to all going to be completely different.
Two different productions. Definitely.
Oh yeah, and again, dancing, themed decor, performers, bars, giveaways, contests. We're going to rock the photo booth and much more. You can't forget the and much more.
Hey Billy,
And-
just to remind you too, man. Like right now, because we have different tiers and tickets. Like right now is the time to get your tickets if you want to, save some money for drinks.
And you do want to save some money for drinks. However, on Thursday night, one of the things that you could do is you can win $100 bar tab for being best dressed.
Right.
How awesome is that? That's going to be fantastic. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be incredible. So you could definitely save some money at the bar by being best dressed at the Thursday night party at the Ice Bar, which is going to be freaking awesome. That's going to be excellent. It's super, super cool. Plus, I'm a huge fan of Mr. Freeze, and I see Mr. Freeze just rocking out here. He's going to be fantastic.
Gotta give some love to Captain Cold, bro. Come on.
Oh, dude, Captain Cole's the man. I dig it. I really love, I love the shout out to Mortal Kombat, the shout out to Captain Cole, the shout out to Mr. Freeze. Like, this is just super cool, man. The way they put everything together, Ice Bar is in the background, 5 p.m. to 2 a.m., free from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. with a MegaCon badge. Listen, that's a little teaser. That's to get you in the door, because once you leave, you're not going to want to, or once you get there, you're not going to want to leave. It's a lot of fun. And like Moshi said, man, we're talking about community. There's a lot of fans, and it's such a welcoming environment. Like, when you go there, there's just so many awesome people. If you go there with no friends, you're leaving with friends.
Yep.
If you go there with friends, you're leaving with more friends.
Mm-hmm.
That's just the way that
Absolutely.
it's going to work.
Yep.
So there's a lot of really good stuff. So make sure you guys check out MoshiParties.com. Get your tickets now, like Moshi was saying. Now's the time to get the tiered tickets. Now's the time to get your discounts. Now's the time to start gearing up and preparing your mind, body, and soul for 3 nights of absolutely amazing parties, dude. It's going to be super cool. And congratulations on 14 years of partying. That's just with MegaCon. My man Moshi's been putting productions together ever since he was 2 years old.
I believe it.
Very first geek party ever, before it was called cosplay. So, God, we've been doing it for at least 18 years, man. No.
Wow.
Yeah, 18.
Long time.
Holy smokes, dude. That's awesome.
I got
That is
videos
awesome.
and pictures to prove it, man. We didn't have no clubs, but we just threw all the furniture out of a hotel room, and get double hotels,
He's like, we're
Put
going
all
to
the
make a
furniture on the
party.
balconies.
We're going to make a party, and it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And then it's just grown and grown and grown. We've seen how much it has evolved. We've seen how much it's grown. I'm super, super excited to see MegaCon 2024, February coming up, just over 80 days away. So we have Thanksgiving, we have Christmas, and then the next massive worldwide event is MegaCon. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
We're going to be ready to rock and roll, man. Dude, Moshi, thank you so much for joining us, man. We really appreciate it. Thank you for sharing some time with us. As we get closer to MegaCon, let me know when you want to pop on. We'll throw out that link again. We'll throw out some tickets. We'll see what we can do to really drum up sales. They all sell out. All your Thursday night, your Friday night, and your Saturday, they will all sell out. So when Moshi is saying get your tickets now, literally, no joke. We're not trying to drum up ticket sales. They will sell out, and you will want to be there. So make sure you hydrate. You drink a lot of water. You stay close to MegaCon. Get your hotel rooms now. Get all your information now, and just be ready to rock and roll. Because Moshi doesn't pull any punches, dude. And I'm super, super excited to see what you do this year. Because last year blew my freaking mind, bro. Every time I walk into a party, this man does. I'm like, how does he do it? How does he do it? It's so awesome. But, dude, let me know when you want to pop on. The door's always open. We're always here, brother. Literally, man, you're one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. So anytime you ever want to pop in, by all means, come on in. I love you. You're such an inspiration.
Love you too,
Thanks for putting all this together, man. I'm super excited. MegaCon's fun. Don't get me wrong. But, baby, the icing on the cake is those Moshi parties. Let me tell you. MegaCon, we love you. But, Moshi's the icing. Everybody needs a little icing.
I love you, Billy.
No problem. I'll talk to you soon, Moshi. Thank you so much, bro.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.
Hey,
We'll save you some chow mein.
Yes. Bye.
Later, brother.
Yeah.
Dude, what a good guy.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, the first time I had a conversation with him was in 2017, and KitchenKillaz had just become a thing, and we wanted to do an after party for MegaCon. And they were like, well, Moshi does the after parties for MegaCon, and Moshi's a titan. And I said, man, I would love to work with Moshi. And immediately he goes, I love the concept. Let's work together. And I went, wow, let's work together. It'll be fantastic. So a lot of fun, guys. Thank you so much thank you for hanging with us tonight. We most certainly appreciate it. I love the fact that we had Moshi join us. We have Christine Gopaul join us. We're going to see you Friday night.
Yes,
we're doing
can't
some
wait.
West Indian chow mein this Friday right here in the kitchen. I'm excited. I can smell it. It's going to be so
It's
good.
It's going to be good, I promise you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So, everybody, thank you so much for joining us tonight. We most certainly appreciate it. Check us out this Friday at 9:05. Christine Gopaul, we'll get you a sous chef. We'll get some people to help you out as well. We're going to have a great crowd here, some brand new music that I've been working on as well. I'm super excited to share that with you guys. In between the songs, we're going to be chatting with Christine. We're going to be going over the menu. We're going to be enjoying this incredible West Indian chow mein. We're going to be walking you through the steps on how you can make it as well. We gave you a couple little tips and tricks tonight, but not all of them. You got to hide a couple things. You don't want to give it all up in the very beginning. Come on, you got to draw it out, baby. Got to draw it out. We hope you guys have a good night. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Is there anything else that you would like to share with the people before we wish them a fond and farewell?
I can't wait to see you guys Friday.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes,
I'm
it
super,
is.
super excited. One of the things I love the most about this is the intro that we have for the chow mein that we're putting.
Yes.
So even though it's going to do a 30-second countdown, I'm going to play it again because it's just absolutely fantastic. So I hope you guys have a good night. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. My name is Billy Floyd. This is Christine Gopaul. We will see you live Friday night at 9:05. Have a great night, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. Stay out of trouble. Live long and prosper. And just dream about the West Indian chow mein, and it'll come to you in your dreams. Just an angel named Christine Gopaul, just delivering you delicious West Indian chow mein in your dreams, and you wake up on Friday, and it'll be here. It's like Christmas Eve. I'm really excited. You guys have a good night. Here's a fantastic intro that's going to count down 30 seconds to the end of the show, but it is really good, and it's incredible footage, and I want to eat the screen. Here we go. I know it says welcome, but it was just a great video. You guys have a great night. Thank you so much. My name is Billy Floyd. Christine Paul.
Have a great night, everybody.
Oh, you're such a professional. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one. I love you all. Bye.